sounds good. I tuned when I very first got here. So, as a little gift to myself, when Steve Moss was here,
A little gift.
when Steve Moss was here,
Welcome.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to this gathering of Madison Unitarian Universalists. It is so very good to be together this morning. My name is Reverend Kelly Asperuth Jackson. I use he, him pronouns, and I serve as one of the ministers here at First Unitarian Society.
My name is Reverend Denise Colley. I use she and her pronouns, and I am the interim minister at James Reeb Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We would like to introduce you to our other speakers. Mary Sue Rothbuck, pastoral minister at Prairie UU Society, Reverend Kelly Crocker, and Karen Pullnitz.
If you are here today with joy in your heart, we bid you welcome.
If you are with us with tears in your eyes and pain in your heart, we bid you welcome.
If you are here and a little unsure of this people, this gathering, this community, we bid you welcome.
If you are here with an overwhelming love for your faith, your companions on the journey, we bid you welcome.
However you found your way here, whatever you are carrying with you, we bid you welcome, and we are so very glad that you are here.
We want to bring your attention to our busy hands table where we have lots of activities. Reverend Kelly, can you point to it? Aha. Lots of fun stuff out there. At any time, we invite our children, our families, and anyone who would like to have some movement and activity during the service to gather over there. It's for everyone. We want to encourage you to read the weekly announcements email you received from your home congregation this week as well.
And on behalf of First Unitarian Society, I want to give a very special welcome to our fellow Unitarian Universalists from the Prairie and Reeb congregations. We are so grateful that you could be here on our premises in honor of the 75th anniversary of our historic landmark building. We want to highlight to everyone the upcoming 75th anniversary gala to be held at Monona Terrace on September 18th, celebrating Frank Lloyd Wright's architectural legacy and all those who have worked to preserve the Meeting House. You can find more information on this in the Commons after the service or on our website. We also want to remind you that there is both a coffee hour following today's service in Grand Unitarian Universalist tradition, and that after that coffee hour in the Commons, there is a potluck in the Gaebler Living Room and on the North Lawn. If you don't know where that is, there are signs, but you might also just follow the flow of traffic or ask somebody if you need help navigating our sometimes overly complex building. And now, I want to invite you to join me in a moment of silence as we center ourselves and bring ourselves fully into this time, joining together once again in community. And now offer these words of blessing for the hour we will share, which come from Carl Seberg. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words that we speak and the songs that we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together. And now, as we kindle our chalice flame, if I can ask Reverend Denise to kindle our chalice flame for us, thank you so much. I offer these words of aspiration by an anonymous author. Yesterday, our distant ancestors gathered around a flame to share their stories and find comfort. Tomorrow, our descendants will gather around a flame, talking of a life we will never know. But today, it is we who gather here around this flame, seeking, believing, and singing together.
I now invite you to sing the James Reeb Chalice response. The words are written in your order of service. Rachel will play it through once. You are invited to sing it the second time.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we have a singer. Come. May the light which is before you nurture and sustain the light within you. Thank you, Vera. And let us keep singing, mindful of our wide range of abilities as humans. I invite you to rise in body and or spirit and sing together hymn number 95, There is More Love Somewhere.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is one more time. There is love. There is more love somewhere. there's more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere.
Please be seated. And Karen and I would like to invite anyone who would like to come up to the carpet to come up closer.
We have a lovely story. Oh, I love it. Come on down.
Hello. Good morning.
Young and young at heart, all are welcome on the
Exactly.
carpet.
Hey, Cece, good morning. Hey, good
Good
morning,
morning, buenos
everybody.
dias.
It's so good to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
So Karen and I have a story to share with you this morning, and it's called I Am Love. And one of the things that Karen and I talk about a lot is that as Unitarian Universalists, we put love at the center of all we do. But then one of us will say, but what does that really mean? What does that look like? How do we do that? And so we think that this story helps us come up with some ways, how we can truly be the love people as our faith demands.
When I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the skies grow dark, and I see there is fear, I ask myself, what can I do to help let the light back in?
I put my hands on my heart and listen. And that is where I find the answer. I have compassion. I act with tenderness. I am love.
I can listen and not say a word. I can be there. Love is being present. I can hug and hold and say, everything will be all right. Love is comfort. I can speak softly and choose my words and my actions very carefully. Love is gentle.
I can give thanks for all I have and am able to share. Love is gratitude. I can keep my mind and body safe and healthy. Love is taking care of me. I can express what's important to me. Love is creative. I know that no one is perfect. Love is understanding.
Ooh, I can do my best. I think this person is going to show us another form of love. They're going to do their best to make things better when something is wrong. Love is effort. I can celebrate those I've loved before. Love is remembering. I can find goodness in a kind word, a helping hand, or a shared smile. Love is tiny gestures. I can breathe in the air that the whole world shares and know all creatures are made from the very same stardust. Love is connection.
when the clouds roll in for others and for me, I know there is something I can do. I can let my heart lead the way. I am love. You are love. We are love. And with love, we will weather the storm and light up the sky together.
So now we're going to explore, how does that love work and move in our bodies? So we're going to do a practice to imagine sharing the love from our center out into the world. So I invite you to find a comfortable way for your bodies to be. Maybe that's getting extra comfortable in your chair, relaxing your shoulders. Some of my friends have a great idea of lying down over here. Maybe for you it's to stand and stretch, whatever that feels good to you. Now, oh yeah, getting into some cat motions are a good idea here. Maybe you have a brother pillow, that's great too. So when you find your own spot just for your body, we're going to take a gentle breath all together. Do you remember the part of the story where it says, I put my hands on my heart and listen? Let's try that. Can we all put our hands on our heart? And imagine that we are listening or feeling for the spark of love at our center. Each of us carries love within us. Can you imagine that love as something you can see or hear or feel? Maybe it's the sparkle of stars, the flow of water, the sound of a song, or the scent of flowers, or something else. What form does your love take? Can you find that love in your heart? What does it feel like? Now imagine that love, that song, is flowing from your heart and filling your fingertips. You can hold your hands out and imagine that light, that water, that song of love is cupped in your hands. Does everybody have a cup full of love in their hands? Can you show it and share it with the person next to you or the people next to you? And now spread it out to reach everyone around you. And now spread it even further to reach everyone in the auditorium. And the amazing thing about love is it never stops growing. So even now, it's stretching out, all the way to shower down around James Reeb UU congregation and Prairie UU society and their surrounding communities. And that means our love is covering over the whole city of Madison. And guess what? It's going to keep growing and going. Where else is our love going to reach? Do you have an idea? What about your building where it is? Oh, that's true. What about the plants? Could it reach the plants and trees? Oh, I love that. I heard squirrels. Where else do we want to send our love? Yeah. Oh, but your love is going to keep going out of your... The cats? Oh, the love is reaching out to the cats. Anywhere else? The moon. Wonderful. The whole universe. I see a hand over here. We're reaching out love. And so you can keep reaching out your love anywhere you want to send it. And Oh my goodness. Every cat in all the universes is covered in love right now. Oh my goodness. Very exciting. May our love and the love from our hearts continue to reach out all over, reminding us of our interdependent connections and helping us to build communities of dignity and care for all. And now we're going to take our love and we're going to go off to our exploration time. And for families, we're going to follow Karen Deaton here to our classroom where we're going to be exploring today. If you have a 4-year-old and under and you would like to visit our child care room, I can show you where that is. You can choose where you'd like to go. And for families of our explorers, we are going to meet you at the end of service in the landmark building where you're going to be joining us for our potluck, hopefully. And so that's where you'll find us at the end of service. Thank you so much.
And now I invite you to once again rise in body and or in spirit so we can sing our next hymn, which is number 131 around the screen. Love will guide us. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. You are like no other being. What you can give, no other can give. To the future of our precious children, to the future of the world where we live. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us. Hear the song of peace within you. Heed the song of peace in your heart. Spring's new beginning will lead to the harvest. Love will guide us on our way. What do we say? Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Love is the center of our shared values. So says the still relatively new statement of our collective values and covenant as an association of congregations. This is one idea about Unitarian Universalism that we have articulated collectively, at least those of us who are members of any congregation now in covenant with the Unitarian Universalist Association have. As a reminder, we each remain just as free as we always have been to express and to promote our own individual understandings of what being a Unitarian Universalist means. But if we choose to take this claim seriously, to engage with it critically as an expression of who we are and how we are called to be together, naming love as the center of our values raises a great many questions. In my little time here, I want to reflect on just a few of those questions. First, is it a good or a necessary thing to have a center for one's values? And second, if so, why should that thing be love? Now, the document I am referencing here, Article 2 of the bylaws of our association, names several other values that we hold dear, along with many additional points of principle that are woven into our shared religious heritage. These include justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, generosity, freedom, reason, truth, and this is not an exhaustive list. Any pursuit of the good requires for us to manage the tension between the ideals that we value, between justice and mercy, say, or between generosity and the care of the self. This is where the importance of having a moral center emerges. Without one, there will be nothing to guide us towards consistency in difficult times. A person or a religious tradition in which every competing value is always equally likely to be favored or disfavored at any given moment may veer all over the ethical map arbitrarily. So there is some value in having an identifiable moral center, at least in finding answers to the thornier questions of life and ones that we may feel a sense of integrity about. But why love? Each of the values that I enumerated a moment ago, and many more besides, are precious to our tradition and have support in the stories that we tell ourselves, the exemplars that we lift up and celebrate, and the hymns that we sing together. And every single one of them, including love, has the potential to be misused. Human beings are tragically good at invoking virtue to give license to vice. We can pursue vengeance and call it justice. Claim to honor freedom when we're really just protecting privilege. Celebrate reason only if it reinforces our existing biases. And give ourselves over to obsession or possessiveness while trying to pass these off as love. There is no word in any language I know which is so holy or so good that no evil can ever be done in its name. No, if love is the right choice for a center to our values, it cannot be because it is somehow less fragile or prone to abuse than all of the other ideals we hold dear. What love does offer as a center that I believe could not be found in the other chief values of our religious movement, not liberty, not justice, not even truth, is a standard by which to identify when any of the other values are being fraudulently applied. To love is to care, and our caring for others can take many forms. But among these forms is the basic compassion for other people, any and all, that allows us to recognize them as worthy of life and of the freedom that gives life meaning. Such engaged compassion, chesed in the Hebrew of the Torah, metta in the Pali of Buddhist scripture, both of which are commonly translated into English as loving kindness. This forces us to contend with the full humanity of all other human beings, even and especially when valuing that humanity is inconvenient for us. I don't mean that love is a yardstick that allows us to measure each choice and come up with the same answer every time, but it offers guidance as to what sorts of things can be right and what sorts of things must be wrong. Love as a central value doesn't make our choices for us, but it provides contours to the debate, which we so love, over just what are the right choices to make. But all of that is only actually an argument for why love at the center is a good idea. And as some of us may have direct personal experience with, there are many, many good ideas in the world that are not especially popular among Unitarian Universalists. So finally and plainly, here is why I think that this statement about who we are is not just good, but true. As some of you have heard me argue before, the moral imperative of our faith is to make Unitarian Universalism into the religion that we tell our children it already is. And from personal experience, I will testify that for at least the past 40 years, we have been teaching our children that the highest moral standard that sets the limits of freedom, outlines the demands of justice, and prescribes the fullness of truth is found in compassion, the practice of love towards each other and ourselves. And that such a practice of love supersedes any existing order that might be established only by habit, tradition, bias, or bigotry. If it is not caring, then it is meant to be changed. Love is at our center today because we taught our children that it was, and they listened.
In seminary, I had a theology professor who often said that love is the most overused and the most misunderstood word that has ever made its way into the human language, and yet it remains at the heart of every sacred text. Poets pull on it, artists reach for it, across every language, every religion, every culture, right down into the smallest, most ordinary moments of everyday speech. For some, it's a noun, a feeling, a thing you have or fall into, but the real challenge has always been the verb, how it's lived, how it's practiced, day in and day out. And for that, we turn to our ancestors, the ones who lived it before us and trusted us with its future. A friend of mine framed these words for me from James Villa Blake, a Unitarian minister, written in 1894. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. It is the bond of covenant, but not a creed. A promise about how we will be with one another, not a claim about what we must all believe. And it pairs love with a law, service, not comfort. Other moral authorities say it their own way. Thich Nhat Hanh taught that understanding is the other name for love, that you cannot love what you refuse to understand. And Dr. King said that power without love is reckless, and love without power is sentimental. He wasn't interested in a soft love. He was interested in a love strong enough to hold justice inside it. And for this, I have an experience to share. In February of this year, the day after Alex Prairie was killed, my friends and I joined other ministers and educators at the Capitol in Minneapolis, filled with grief and anger. One of them was my dear friend, Rosalinda Martinez. What I watched her do that day taught me more, humbled me more than I expect anything still could. Rosalinda works with DPI, the Department of Public Instruction, in migrant education. She is often out in the fields with workers and their children and families. Rosalinda has given her life to inclusion, to making sure migrant families feel connected and valued, not just tolerated. The energy in the Capitol was charged. We were all holding signs, calling for justice, calling us to look honestly at what was happening, standing up for our neighbors, calling for an end to the terrorizing of immigrant families in Minneapolis and across the country. Rosalinda's sign said, "No human is illegal." Across the way, there was a man holding a sign that stood in stark contrast to everything around him. His said, "Thank you, ICE. Get these illegals out of my country." A few protesters had already turned on him, yelling in his direction. He was standing alone against a lot of anger. We all saw him. Most of us kept our distance, myself included. I'll admit, I was staying right where I was, and a lot of judgment was running through my mind about who he was and what he stood for. But Rosalinda kept looking over at him, and I could tell something in her wasn't satisfied with just standing there. Then I watched her walk over, shake his hand, and sit down next to him. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. She told me later she just had questions, real ones. What would make a person stand there alone, holding that sign, and people yelling at him from every side? She wasn't trying to change him. She wanted to hear his story. She told me later that what she wanted to say to him and what she did say ended up being the same thing. They shared stories. They ended up talking for 45 minutes. I know some of what passed between them. She learned his name was Mike. He served in the military. He had a family. He told her he didn't personally know anyone from Mexico, and she told him, "Now you do." They didn't agree. Love doesn't ask us to. Love can and must say no to injustice. clearly and without apology. Once you've listened to them, once you've heard someone's name and heard their story, once there's a relationship instead of just a sign, that's where real conversation starts. Not with agreement, but with two people willing to actually see each other. I don't think you can have one without the other. Courage without humility curdles into righteousness. We've all seen that. Perhaps, like me, we've been that. And humility without courage often becomes silence, mistaken for peace. And we know that isn't really peace. It's just avoidance, wearing peace clothing. This wasn't some abstract debate for Rosalinda. These illegals his sign spoke of were her people, her parents, the people she knew who spent hours every day picking our strawberries and corn, paid next to nothing. Rosalinda modeled love in action. Our ancestors knew this. The abolitionists didn't organize out of niceness. They organized out of a love fierce enough to demand an end to something monstrous, and disciplined enough to keep organizing when it would have been easier to give up on people, on institutions, on each other. Every generation that has actually moved the needle on justice has had to hold that same combination, love with a spine in it. If this covenant means anything, if love is really the spirit of this community and not just a word we say, then I believe this act of love has to be able to do what Rosalinda did, strong enough to stay in the struggle of what's just and humble enough to still see the human being sitting across from us. This is the love that called our ancestors forward in their time. It's the same love calling us now. The challenge before us is no smaller than the one they faced. Not a love that looks away from injustice, a love brave enough to walk into it.
As the world and our communities, my communities, seem to be becoming more and more filled with hate, lies, and division, I've been waiting for something big to happen. Have you too? I have been dreaming of something like what happened in 1954 when Wisconsin Senator Joseph McCarty built his career on fabrications alleging that hundreds of communists had infiltrated the State Department and other federal agencies. His charges struck a nerve at a time of deepening national anxiety, much like the fear fascism is spreading worldwide right now as corrupt leaders divide us to gain power. That year, McCarthy accused the Army itself of harboring communists, and it came out that he was actually seeking preferential treatment for an aide. His accusations were a cover-up for his own corruption. Does that sound familiar? At a televised hearing, Boston lawyer Joseph Welch responded with the words that ended McCarthy's career. The whole quote is, "Until this moment, Senator, I never really gauged your cruelty or your recklessness." When McCarthy tried to continue his attack, Welch interrupted him. "Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You have done enough. Have you no sense of decency? I have been deeply waiting and praying for a moment like that. Waiting for someone to land a message so clearly that America wakes up all at once. Have you no sense of decency? It has not come. No matter how many Heather Cox Richardson copies of columns I repost, no matter how much protesting I do or calls I make and using the 5 Calls app, it has not come. I know you, like me, are doing so much to counter attacks on our democracy. There is so much to do. If love is the center of our faith, then so is change. And the change I need to make, I'm going to admit to all of you, is within me. To center love, not just for those whose values I share, but for those whose values I don't share. I hear my own exclamations. Perhaps you'll find some resonance in this. How could they do that? This is obscene. OMG on my text. Have you said things like that too? Only a few of you, I see. Have you seen things like that too? Said them? Have they come out of your mouth? A few more, I see. You're better than me. I hold myself accountable for playing into the brainwashed thinking of us versus them. How do we find more ways to connect with those I think of as them? Who is them? Comedian Trevor Noah described apartheid in South America, putting it this way: the system's genius was convincing an overwhelming majority to all turn on each other, apart hate, so that a few of them could control the all. That is what I hope you will realize, that the more we center hate, the easier it is to hate more and more groups and more places and more people. Slipping into hate means you are easier to control. It keeps you, it keeps me, it keeps us from seeing each person as human, as having some lovable essence deep within, even if they've hidden it, even from themselves. You are stronger than that. I invite you to be love warriors. We Unitarians like to think of ourselves as different, independent, and special. We're not like them. But beloveds, my honey, my dear ones, my friends, we are people. We are flawed and we are imperfect. We are beloved, not just in this room, all of us, even they are beloved. Sometimes it helps me to imagine them as tiny babies, because I love babies. Somewhere, even in the maniacal, power-hungry, corrupt leaders who fill our headlines, there is love at the center. It might be buried, but it's there. Most of us aren't hanging out with those leaders, so instead, I invite you to look for people who feel like them in your own life. Your neighbor, your family member, your plumber, who didn't vote like you or posted something infuriating online, and find some way to recognize love in them. Be a love warrior. Be an architect of building love kingdoms. Hate the systems that abuse, that corrupt structures of power, the structures that made the them. Send your anger there, But when you look at a person in front of you, over the interwebs, at the voting booth, remember they have love in them too. Find the common ground. Find some small, beautiful thing you share. That is how you resist the hate machine. Love is our magical superpower. I'm meeting new congregants as I begin serving James Reeb as the interim, and I see the light of their gifts already, and I bet you can even find people you thought of as them who go to that other congregation, right? What are they like? Use those gifts to center love by meeting people you don't know. You can start today at the potluck. Your love spell might be sharing extra produce in a box on your porch and then striking up conversations with passersby. Maybe you ask the relative who didn't vote like you for some tips on snow removal, something we all have in common. Maybe you throw a neighborhood garage sale. You can build a bridge to love just by asking someone you think you have nothing in common with for advice about something they know well. The moment we fall for hate is the moment our thinking becomes so easy to mold, to push toward division. We become part of a centuries-old habit of people controlled by a gluttonous elite. I've come to believe the biggest thing I need to change is my approach to loving this world. I'm not prescribing this to you because it's nice. I'm prescribing it to myself and inviting you to take it with me because love is our only hope. Love is the pill we need to become addicted to. When you encounter people who you are told are the enemy of good, I dare you to love them. I dare you to find something to love. You can hate all the systems that have been built on edited clips and lies. You can hate that we have been taught to fear what we do not know. Hate racism, hate classism, hate patriarchy, hate white supremacy, consumerism, ableism, anti-queerness, and every other form of oppression that divides us. Hate all that, but don't hate people. In this era of extremism, I'm sorry, we like to keep saying, this is new. This is not new. This is a potion we have been drinking for centuries. Arguments over a loving God or a vengeful, a punishing God split the Council of Nicaea in the 3rd century. Michael Servetus was burned at the stake in 1553 for believing that a God centered on love was what was the best idea, because love unites and hate destroys. And a people who believe in a God of love could not be so easily controlled. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is easy. I'm not saying invite the person you are diametrically opposed to on a cross-country camping trip. I give you permission, I'm writing you a permission slip now, to start pathetically. Say it with me, love them pathetically. Love them pathetically. One more time, love them pathetically. You don't have to be good at it yet. You just have to try, because trying is doing and trying is changing, and God is love and love is change. Love their tenacity. Love their effectiveness at spreading a message. Find something, anything you can love. If they're nearby, invite them to coffee and dessert. Start slow. Get passionately in love with pathetically loving people. Hate divides, love unites, and united, we can be that special something that we are waiting for.
And now we invite you into this time of giving and receiving, where we give what we can to this offering from a sense of gratitude for the generous gift of this life we share, and in gratitude for this beloved community. This morning, the entirety of our offering will be given to the Community Immigration Law Center, which strives to ensure dignity and access to justice for people, especially those facing deportation, by providing legal representation and consultations, as well as support and education regarding immigration issues for the community at large. You will see the text to give information and the website giving on the screen. Baskets will be passed here in the room as well. And we thank you for your generosity and your faith in this life we create together.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Oh, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. But what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're there all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody about the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you know with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will.
I invite you to join me in settling into this moment together. Love has been here, a part of the human experience, carried forward across generations by the voices that first spoke of faith, a faith wide enough to hold every person without exception. Our ancestors did not choose love because it was easy. They chose it because the world in front of them demanded something braver than fear. A world far more dangerous than this one, and they handed it to us anyway, trusting we would carry it forward. We live in a world hungry for a love that does not and that does a lot more than comfort, a love that raises up justice, that will not look away. But this morning, before I call for a more just country, a more loving world, I must look inward first. The judgments I carry, the certainty I mistake for conviction, the ways I've let comfort stand in for courage. Love that only points outward is only half a love. The harder, truer work starts closer to home. May the love that called our ancestors forward call us now, inward first, then outward, then inward again, until courage and humility are not two different postures, but one way of walking through the world. May the love that calls us inward find its way outward, lived, not just believed. May it be so. Each week, when our communities gather together, we share in our own ways the celebrations, the joys, the losses, and the challenges of our days. This morning, we light a candle to hold all that we have living within each of us in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. We invite you to share your joys and sorrows with each other after the service.
There's a love holding us. There's a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest We're going to sing a song that may be new for many of us. It's from our new virtual hymnal, the Sing Out Love hymnal. The choir will sing it once through in unison, just the melody. And you can sing it if you know it already. Feel free to join in on that. And if you are still learning, you can listen and let it soak in. And we'll sing the first verse again once everybody knows it. I invite you to rise in body and/or in spirit to sing our closing hymn, We Will Rise Together. We will rise together, you and I, rise together hand in hand. Come on, we will rise together, heads held high. We will reach the promised land. Come, my friends, I see a brighter day, where freedom rings for everyone. Come along and we will find the way to justice rising like the sun. Let's sing that again. We will rise together, you and I. Rise together and we will love together. We will love together, you and I. Love together hand in hand. Come on, we will love together, heads held high. We will reach the promised land. Come, my friends, I see a brighter day, where freedom rings for everyone. Come along and we will find the way to justice rising like the sun. We will sing. We will sing together, you and I. Sing together hand in hand. Come on, we will sing together, heads held high. We will reach the promised land. Come, my friends, I see a brighter day, where freedom rings for everyone.
Friends, it has been good to be with all of you in community this morning. I invite you to remain standing or rise again and place your hands on your heart or hold them in some way that feels invitational to you. As we leave this space, made sacred by our presence and our intention, may we remember that we carry with us the power to make sacred space everywhere. May we hold love, the courage and the strength that we learn and practice together, and do everything we can to move them out into the world, knowing that we have enough, that we are enough. Go in peace, blessed be, and amen.
I wanted you toward the sun.